Hey sisters, Donna Partow here, welcoming you to day 62 of our 90-day renewal in spirit, soul, and body. And today I want to talk to you about how you can be spiritually powerful. Really, that's my number one goal. I said I want to be spiritually powerful, physically fit, mentally sharp, emotionally stable, and financially free. Those are my goals. I just wrote that the other day. I like that. You can steal it if you want. But my number one goal is to be spiritually powerful. And I believe that one of the keys to spiritual power is maintaining our peace in the midst of storms. You know, Jesus gave the disciples a very specific and clear assignment. He said, we're going to get in the boat and I want you to go to the other side. Get us to the other side. I'm going to go take a nap. I've delegated this assignment to you. And so it was clear what the mission was. And a storm came up. Now, in that situation, the disciples should have known what to do. They needed to press in faith to get to the other side. There should have been no confusion in their mind about that. And they should have been able to get the victory, make it to the other side. Instead, they go and they wake up Jesus and they bring him up. And before he rebukes the storm, we talk a lot about that, but before he rebukes the storm, he rebukes the disciples. And in essence, I believe he was saying to them, you know, if you had maintained your peace, just as I'm maintaining my peace, in the midst of this storm, and you had exercised your faith, you would not have had to wake me up. You could have cried out to the Father and exercised the authority I gave you to carry out that assignment and get this boat to the other side like I told you to do. And I believe that that's what Jesus, why he rebuked them before he rebuked the storm. And you can only have spiritual power and only have authority over those situations in which you maintain your peace. The minute the devil robs you of peace, he has robbed you of power. And that's why when we read in the book of Ephesians, and it gives us the weapons of our spiritual warfare, peace is included in there. Peace is a powerful weapon of spiritual warfare. You know, talking about crossing a body of water reminds me of the story of Horatio Spafford. You may be familiar with this story. He lived in the mid-1800s in Chicago. He was an attorney and a very successful man. He and his wife had 5 children. They had 4 daughters and a son, and then later in life had more children. But in any event, he lost everything in the Great Chicago Fire, but rather than, you know, kind of focusing on himself and feeling sorry for himself and getting carried away, he maintained his peace in the midst of that storm and helped other people rebuild their lives. After about 2 years of this rebuilding process, his good friend, D.L. Moody, you may have heard of him, invited Horatio Spafford to come with him to England, where he was doing a series of conferences. And Horatio Spafford thought, wonderful, I will bring my wife and my 4 daughters, and we'll make it a family vacation, and it'll just be wonderful. Well, at the last minute, like many businessmen, he decided at the last minute to remain behind. He was detained and sent his wife and 4 daughters on ahead to England. Well, one evening, late at sea, a careless sea captain crashed into the vessel carrying his entire family, and that boat sunk to the bottom of the North Atlantic. Amazingly, miraculously, his wife survived and made it to shore and telegrammed him 2 words, saved alone. All 4 of his daughters had drowned in the North Atlantic Ocean. Well, Horatio Spafford made his way quickly to New York City and boarded another ship sailing for England. And late one night, the sea captain called him up on deck and said, I can't be absolutely certain, but it was probably right around this area here where all 4 of your daughters drowned. Now, Horatio Spafford had a decision to make. Was he going to fall apart in the middle of the ocean, or was he going to make it to the other side? Because his assignment was to reunite with his wife and to move forward with his life. Well, Horatio Spafford went back to his room and he took out a piece of paper and he wrote out the words to the song, When Peace Like a River Tendeth My Way. Have you heard of it? The chorus says, It is well with my soul, with sorrows like sea billows roll. It is well with my soul. You see, that's the power of peace. It may not be well with our circumstances. Everything around us may be stormy and crazy. But we can have that centered place of peace. And when we do, we can make it to the other side. Whether making it to the other side is getting our kids through the teenage years, whether it's getting our marriage through a stormy season, whether it's getting through a financial crisis, whatever it is, God has spoken. And he said, daughter, Get to the other side of this. Get to the other side of this storm. I'll be with you. Have faith. Have faith. We can make it to the other side of any storm if we will maintain our peace. And we can declare, as Horatio Spafford did, it is well with my soul. That's your challenge for today. I'm Donna Partow with your 90-day renewal in spirit, soul,